This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. It's a little bit of a side-by-side comparison-y kind of video today. Let me explain. As you probably know, most of the time I record, well, pretty much all the time these days, I record any guitar sounds that I want to record through my little Marshall DSL-1 combo. All valve, 1-watt combo. Absolutely love that amp. Great tones. Really, really happy with it. But before I got the amp, I was really, really happy with the kind of tones I was getting from software simulations. Probably my favourite one of those at the moment is Native Instruments Guitar Rig 6. I still use it all the time for recording bass. It's great for that. And, you know, there's some great guitar tones in there that I was, as I said, I was very happy with. But I've never done a side-by-side test between, like, how does the amp compare with the software? How does the software compare with the amp? You know, what are they like when you listen to them side by side? So that's what we're doing today. In order to do this, I got myself a little Sonic ABY pedal, about 24 quid on Amazon, these, dirt cheap. Plug a guitar into that input there, and these two outputs here on this side spit out the same signal to two different signal chains. One of them is going straight into the amp, mic'd up with a Behringer B906 microphone into the interface. That's one signal path. The other one is just a lead coming out of the pedal going into the interface, where it then has the Guitar Rig 6 amp sims applied to it. For sort of clean and crunchy kind of lower gain stuff, I use these settings on the Marshall, and in order to try and approximate those settings in Guitar Rig, I have this amp model dialed in. You can see a basic Plex model. You can see the settings there on that I've got it dialed in as. Had a little bit of a play around, just trying to kind of get it as close to the mics, the sound of the mic'd amp as I possibly could. For the more shouty, high again stuff, same EQ settings and everything on the amp, but I've just flipped it over to the ultra gain channel with those settings there. And to approximate that, I was using these kind of settings in Guitar Rig. You can see basically the hot Plex amp model with a tube screamer simulation shoved in front of it. So that is what you're going to be hearing. I was going to do this as a blind test and, you know, kind of see if you can spot which is which, but it's fairly obvious when you hear it that there's a change happening at certain points in the guitar tone. So I just thought I'd be upfront about it and say, okay, this is the amp, this is the simulation. But well, enough waffling from me. Let's have a listen to what the two sound like side by side. And as always, you'll find a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track for you to play along with for yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are, you know where, linked down below. So, let me know what you think. You could see on screen there what I was kind of going through where I was using the amp signal chain or the VST amp sim signal chain. There were differences. I'm not going to say that there weren't. It was plain that there were differences. Maybe somebody with a little bit more skill in miking up an amp, maybe somebody with a little bit more skill in dialing in plugins could get them sounding identical. I don't know, that's open to debate, but those were the closest approximations with Guitar Rig that I could get to the sounds that I get coming out of the amp, and they were still, I think, really rather good tones. I think the more gain we had on, by and large, the less differences there were. On the kind of shouty, high again, solo-y sort of stuff, I think the differences were negligible. The most striking difference for me, I think, was on that strummy, clean chord part that I was doing on that Faisley Telecaster copy, the green one. That it was like, okay, yeah, something's different there, and I think that's probably a lot to do with how the amp sim responds to rolling back the guitar's volume, because for that clean sound I was basically going through on the amp I was going through the classic gain channel on the Marshall with the gain flat out, and I just dialed back the guitar's volume to clean it up. I think possibly Guitar Rig responds slightly differently, fairly convincingly, but slightly differently to that sort of input, shall we say. Also, the sort of lower gain lead stuff, I thought, the amp sim, Guitar Rig did a pretty good approximation of the sound that I was getting from the amp. Let me know which you prefer. There are going to be some dyed-in-the-wool amp purists out there who will say that the amp will always sound better. Fair enough. If that's your opinion, I think that they were all great sounds, and it is nice to know that the software solutions have come such a long way in recent years. Think about certain amp models from the days of yore, the Pod, for example. I could never get a decent sound out of that thing, and there've been plenty of other kind of technical wizardry, software-y kind of amp sims that I've never really got along with. But certainly Guitar Rig 6 is among the best that I've tried. But is it going to... no, I think I'm going to stick with plugging into a real amp for the foreseeable future. So there you have it, folks. That is the video for today. Hope you found it reasonably entertaining, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream, as always, tomorrow, Friday, in fact every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars. What a great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.